Hey guys, it is time for another new month, which means another new TBR, and things are gonna go a little differently this time. Hey guys, if you're new here, welcome to the Book Path. I'm Nicole, and if this isn't your first rodeo, thanks for sticking around. So June is on its way, which means we have another TBR. However, originally I had plans to try to conquer another book series this month. I don't think that's going to happen because some things have come up that are going to take precedent. And it kind of makes June a little bit of a mystery. So I do have about 3 books that I know that I need to get done for this month that don't play into the mystery. So we'll go ahead and tackle those first, and then I'll let you know what this little mystery is. So first up, we have, of course, our next book in the Cocky Hero Club. So with us just having had Memorial Day, I wanted to go ahead and pay tribute to those who serve our country, and I decided to go with Cocky Veteran. Cocky Veteran is written by Tiffany Lynn, and basically we have in this one, after losing his parents, family is everything to Air Force veteran Ferris Purcell. Returning home to Florida, he's looking to settle down and hopefully have a family of his own. First, he has to figure out his life as a civilian. His brother wants him to work for Sunset Security, but he's determined to earn his own way. A curvy waitress who turns his world upside down wasn't in the plans. Between cleaning up the mess her crazy ex left and taking care of her ailing father, Toni Armstrong is struggling to keep her head above water. Her father's battling dementia and has no memory of losing everything when the FBI seized their business. But Toni lives with the fallout. She wants to let Ferris in, but doesn't know how. They both have baggage, and maybe they can have it all. So I liked this one because you have an Air Force veteran, and my hubby is an Air Force veteran, so it fit there. Also the fact that you do have the curvy waitress. These are people that it's not, you have had some of the Cocky Hero Club where they are professional athletes, or they are billionaires, or, owning certain companies and things like that, and they have money. And I wanted something that, like I said, not only paid tribute to the military, but also felt like these were like your everyday people. They didn't have a lot. They were just trying to do the most with what they had. And so I felt like this felt really well, where you have a veteran trying to transfer back to civilian lifestyle, which can be very hard for some. And then you have this waitress who, I'm very curious about the FBI search and seizure on this. I mean, that point of the story is going to be interesting. But the fact that she's trying to be a caretaker for her father as well is something that, tugs at my heart, because, once you get older, you do want to take care of your parents and be there for them. And especially when they're battling situations, especially health situations of their own. So this one sounded really good to me. It is a shorter read. I think it's like less than 200 pages. So I liked that, considering what we're going to be getting into this month. Having a quicker read was going to be something that I wanted. So we have that one as our first one. Okay, so next up, we obviously have to continue our travels and our adventures in Eldia. We had just been going through the, I think it was The Cave, and we had to read a dystopian, which is not my forte, but we did get it done. So we are going now to travel to either 6E or 6B. Those are the two ways we can kind of go over here. And interestingly enough, I ended up picking up a book that I could use for either prompt. So let me go ahead and tell you what the prompts are. Basically, for 6B, we turn right, good news. This definitely has led somewhere. Bad news, someone really tried to make sure not everyone passed the cave, or passed because the cave is riddled with traps. Read a mystery book. Or if we wanted to do, that was 6B, 6E is to fight water demons. Go straight and be met by a furious water demon. Good thing is, it's not your first time facing one, and this is to read a book with water on the cover. So the book that I chose that I can use either or is A Study in Drowning. This on Goodreads does say it is a mystery, and if you can see, there is water all on the cover here. This is one that I've had for a while. It is one of my more prettier books that I love. I've heard really good reviews on it. I've heard some that it's okay, but I was kind of, when I read the blurb about it, I was kind of like, I gotta read this. So basically we have Effie. Sarah has always believed in fairy tales. Even though crumbling under the pressure of her first term at college, she can't always seem to tell the difference between fact and fiction. Her only solace has been the Angharad. I don't know if I've pronounced that correctly. An epic from the Lyrian national hero and author Emrys Murden. Taken by chance and maybe fate to the late author's estate, she is intent on finding the purpose to her own story. But instead she stumbles upon Preston Helroy, don't know how to pronounce that last name, Hellory, a scholar from the Literature College. Preston has come to Hirith Manor determined to prove Effie's favorite author is a fraud, and her only hope of proving him wrong is to conspire with him. But Hirith, perched at the very edge of a wrathful ocean, holds dark secrets, the likes of which both Effie and Preston thought only existed in the pages of Murden's stories. The house and the truth might just ruin them both, and the sea threatens to swallow them, and all their stories whole. So it sounds like a really good book. I like this whole, is the fairy tale real, and what is it about this castle? I mean, not the castle, the estate. But I don't know which one I'm going to use it for. I think what's going to come down to is what's going to be the prompt for July might dictate which of the prompts I've used it for in June, but at least if it's both, so we're covered either way. So this is going to be one of the definite things that we do need to get done in June to continue our adventures in Aldea. So next up, and pretty much the last book in what I know I want to get to in the month of June, is something that an author had reached out to me with. This author, and I apologize ahead of time because I might mispronounce the last name, but this author sent me an email asking me to read his book that had recently been published. And when I read about what it was, I was like, well, this is right up my alley. So I'm going to go ahead and try to do that, or I'm going to do that in the month of June. And that book is The Fair Kind by Randolph Kuxer. I'm so sorry if I mispronounced that. This is basically a YA fantasy book. This is a clean romance. Usually I'm kind of getting away from my fantasy, my YA fantasy, I should say, in more favor of like the adult romantasy. But this one, like I said, when I read it, it just sounded really good. And I would have, had this author not reached out to me and I'd come across this book, I probably would have picked it up anyway. So this is in the dense wilderness of Oregon, nestled in a treetop cabin, resides 17-year-old Jane, a budding member of the fair kind. Immersed in the nature-bending powers of her tribe, she has no idea about the enchanting world of humans just outside of her boundaries. When she fails to master the innate powers expected from her, Jane bravely crosses into the mysterious land of man. Desperate to find acceptance, her only guide, a vision contained inside a diamond necklace, an unexpected birthday gift. A kind rancher takes her in and puts her to work in his stables, offering her a chance at a normal human life. But the intense attraction she has towards his rugged son threatens to upend her newfound contentment, not to mention her life, if anyone uncovers her true ancestry. So I'm curious to see how this is going to go. I'm interested about this vision that's contained in a necklace. Like, is it going to start kind of this adventure or journey that they're going to have to go on alone? What's going to happen when she does, because she's going to have to reveal her secret at some point. So I just like the fact that it is kind of this fantasy world. I love this treetop kind of home life or world that she comes from. And I'm just kind of wondering if it's in close proximity to where we are. Is this like those wilderness parks or the state parks that you see that just are so dense with trees that's like gives you that magic of anything could be there, like everybody thinks Bigfoot, but this is like a fairy world or a fae kind. And so that really kind of intrigues me. And obviously Oregon, haven't been there, but I've seen it in movies and I've seen it in pictures, and they have some beautiful forestry there. So I think the scenery will probably, I'm hoping it's going to be really enriching towards the story. But I was very honored that the author reached out to me for this book. And so, of course, I'm going to go ahead and give it a try. So that is basically it for what I can reveal, I guess, at this time for you guys. Basically, everything else that is on our list is arcs. It is an arc heavy month for me. I was fortunate to get quite a few arcs this month that all need to be done this month. So I'm not going to reveal them now because I kind of want them to be a little bit of a surprise of what I'm doing. Right now, I think there's about 4 or 5 that I'm going to be getting through. And with that, if you've watched my channel before, you know that I tend to try to make the coming soon videos to kind of pay special tribute to these arcs before they come out. So there are going to be quite a few of those coming your way this month. So like I said, it's going to be a little bit different just because we have the 3 set books that we are going to be getting to, as well as all these arcs that are going to have kind of hopefully their own videos throughout the month. So stick around. It's going to be an interesting month. Other than that, since that pretty much gives us quite a few books to deal with, I don't think I'm going to be getting to the series that I had wanted to, so that might get pushed back yet again. And should we finish everything, we might just go and mood rate a little bit or try to tackle some of the books on our Reddit Fantasy Bingo Challenge, so stay tuned for that. But other than that, our weather is a little wonky here. It was like almost 90 last week, and this week is going to be nothing but storms. So we will be having lots of rain, and hopefully power stays on this week, and the kids can have access to all the things that they want to do on their summer. But for you guys, tell me how you guys are doing. Tell me if you guys have special plans for June, whether it is reading something, going somewhere, having a family vacation now that the kids are either on summer break or getting close to summer break if your kids are still in school. Let me know what you guys are looking forward to. And other than that, stay safe, stay healthy, stay hydrated, and I will see you guys in the next video.